This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Good evening. Welcome to this evening's newscast on Kaieteur Radio. Kevin Smith here. Let's get to the news in detail. Within the next few days, Natural Resources Minister Vikram Bharat must find over $5 billion to pay the 2020 income tax for two Stubber Block partners. This is according to Chartered Accountant and Attorney at Law Christopher Ram. His conclusion was arrived at following a review of the financial statements of Hess and Sinach. He noted that for Hess, Bharat has to pay $2.3 billion to GRA. For Sinach, he must pay GRA corporation tax totaling $3.1 billion. The total to be paid for the two companies out of the government's portion of its revenue is $5.4 billion. It therefore means that Hess and Sinach walked away with $16.2 billion in profits for 2020 tax-free. In other news, even as concerns about the new variant surface, information out of the Ministry of Health suggests that COVID-19 fatalities are currently limited to persons who are unvaccinated, a state of affairs that should encourage vaccine uptake. But with a mere 48% of the adult population being vaccinated with at least their first dose, the achievement of the ongoing COVID-19 vaccination program leaves much to be desired. Emergency medicine specialist Dr. Zulfikar Bucks expressed concern that with continued vaccine hesitancy, persons will continue to die. The vaccine, while not a cure, is said to be able to prevent an individual from developing the severe form of the disease that could lead to hospitalization and eventual death. And now let's tell you, two medical students, ages 23 and 24, are deeply concerned about their safety after a house thief attempted to rape one of them during his second break-in at their Castello housing scheme apartment. It is understood that reports were made at the East La Penitence outpost about the two incidents. Following the first report, the victim said the cops showed up unprepared to do a preliminary investigation, while adding that a follow-up was never done after the second report. The first incident, occurred less than 1 week after the victims moved into their two-bedroom apartment, when the 24-year-old realized her laptop and television were missing. Last Friday, a second report was made after there was a break-in and attempted rape at the same apartment at 4 hours. This time, the incident occurred when the 23-year-old roommate was home alone. Despite making subsequent reports, the assurances by the police that the follow-up would be done are yet to be honored. Meanwhile, the students are living in fear that the suspect is walking free and may return soon. In other news, according to a police report, a 25-year-old driver of an orange and black Toyota Pitbull bus said that at 21 hours on Sunday, the minibus was overheating while in the vicinity of Swan Village on the Soos-Dyke-Linden Highway. He then pulled over on the highway, which was reportedly void of lights, for the bus to cool off. The man reported that after 5 minutes, a dark-colored car pulled up behind his bus and two men exited, one man pulling out a handgun and pointing it towards the bus driver. The driver told police that they pulled him out of the bus and robbed him of $20,000. The suspect also drove away with the minibus, according to the driver, and it has value of $2.9 million. The victim said that he then went to the Kurukururu police outpost where he made a report. According to police, an investigation into the matter is ongoing. You're listening to Kaieteur Radio, and this is your nightly newscast. Let's tell you now that the Bosai Minerals Group is distancing itself from the flooding in East Montgomery mines in Region 10, despite residents' claims that it is responsible. Over 100 houses were affected by the flooding in the area, and 3 friends' mines, Maria Elizabeth and Kumaka. It is understood that the management of Bosai was made aware of the severe flooding Thursday night, and a senior representative from the mine's operation was sent to the location to have a first-hand look at the situation. Last year, January, the EPA was forced to halt production and other operations done by Bosai following a breach in its tailings pond, which resulted in several houses being flooded with red bauxite-type wastewater, which is considered to be harmful to humans. Due to that infraction, Bosai was fined $1 million by the agency. And moving on, a 23-year-old man was killed following a brawl that took place on Saturday at a birthday party held at Sandibab Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Police have identified the man as Kwal Dindan. Dindan died on Sunday around 14 hours at the Georgetown Public Hospital while receiving treatment for a stab wound to his left side of his upper back. Detectives have managed to arrest the 21-year-old suspect who they believe stabbed Dindan. Two of Dindan's friends who had witnessed the stabbing were also taken into police custody to assist with the investigations. According to a police report, Dindan and his two friends had attended the birthday party in Sandibab Street during the evening hours on Saturday. And to wrap things up this evening, let's tell you that a 23-year-old man was stabbed to death on Sunday after allegedly abusing his 26-year-old reputed wife. Dead is Junior Singh, also known as Bumblebee. The incident occurred at 12 hours 30 at Blackwater Landing area, Kurubrong, Bakdam, in Region 8. On the day in question, the man had begun verbally abusing the suspect after he was imbibing. They went to their room, where a physical altercation ensued between the two. The woman then stabbed the deceased to his left side chest with a knife. Police were summoned to the scene and the suspect is currently in custody, assisting with investigations. And with that, we've come to the end of this evening's newscast. I'm Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow. Call us on 225-8465 or 226-8210 today.
It is now 19 hours 7 in Guyana. Coming up next, Stand Up, Speak Out, and Be Loud, a short playlist found on the Kaieteur Radio's YouTube channel that is brought to you by the publisher of the Kaieteur News, Mr. Glenn Law.
Guyana, guys, royalty is a word that comes from the royal family. It's 12.5% set by the Queen when she owned half of the world, including Guyana. Anybody wanted her assets, there's got to give she 12.5%, free of any cost. Meaning, if you pick 100 mango from she tree, 12.5 mango belong to she. She in a business with no loans or any interest rate. She 12.5 mango got to reach the palace or the kingdom in England. Many countries around the world